Pac-12 finally here and upon us. One of the meets that we look forward to. Very competitive meet. I think I was talking to a few of my colleagues, this morning about conferences and the strength of the conferences, and we got into bickering and debating that by far, hands down, the Pac-12 is probably the toughest conference in cross country across the country. So I was like, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And I was like, well, if you just look at it, 6 out of the 12 teams that are going to be competing this weekend are ranked on the women's side, and then 4 out of 9 of those on the men's side are ranked there in the country. So those numbers alone should speak volumes. But that's banter that colleagues have amongst each other, but we're excited heading into the meet. Looking forward to doing really well. Of course, the women are the defending champions, and the men last year are looking to improve on their third place finish. So it's a good meet. Everybody is healthy. Everybody looks good. Everybody's been training well, and we're looking forward to going out there and mixing it up. I guess I don't know if this is a downer or not, but if we look at it as a motivation, you got both the number one teams in the country that we're going to be competing against. You got Colorado on the men and then Arizona on the women. So definitely a formidable task ahead, but we look forward to taking care of business.
Both Mac and Parker kind of implied that this is the strongest that the men's team has been since they've been here.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would agree with that, but is it purely a talent thing that has made them better? Or are they just working better as a team? What is?
I think it's a little bit of all of those things together. Like, we've had a little bit of a setback with some kids leaving school early that kind of missed us as far as our recruiting and being able to reload because it was kind of unexpected. But for those guys, I would echo those same sentiments. It is a strong team. I think we got a good mix of youth, a good mix of experienced leadership, and Mac and Parker. So I think you're spot on.
And then for the women, the expectations you have for them going into this meet, obviously
I expect us to be a podium team.
How big is the podium?
Well, a podium in our book is top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can you do to close the gap on, assuming the top-ranked teams are the favorites, what can Oregon do to close the gap?
On the men's side, we talked to the guys about we've got to try to find a way to put 5 in front of Colorado's 5th. They're the number one team there. There'll be some other good teams there. Stanford is really good as well. We got to try to do the same thing with them. And then on the women's side, we don't really have a low stick like we had in the past because all those people have graduated. So our strength there on the women's team is that they all run a spread of 15 to 20 seconds. And if we can stay packed up and together like that on the women's side, I think they'll be successful as well.
Edward and Jake obviously had a lot to this team in their first year. I'm guessing that didn't surprise you since you recruited them here, but talk about their impact on the men's side.
Well, of course, you've always heard me say this before, is that you never ever want to rely too heavily on freshmen. But those kids are super talented. They're super heralded out of high school, and so they've been able to come in and make the adjustments and get used to college life and make new friends all within a very short time. And I think our camp during the summer helped build some of that camaraderie and help ease some of those transitions, especially, and not have to worry about school. So they're talented kids. We look forward to them continuing to grow and develop, and they have a bright future as Ducks.
Allie Woodward, I guess. How's she doing, and are we going to get to see her in the near future?
I'm assuming you would see her in the near future, but she won't be racing at the Pac-12 meet.
But she's healthy and
She's healthy in training.
Right,
yes.
cool.
You're gonna ask me the same question?
Or it's on my mind.
Allie Woodard is healthy in training. If you hang around here long enough, you'll see her go out for a run or something.
She already came by.
Perfect. Then you know I'm correct.
Any special challenges to going to Colorado?
Of course, there's special challenges. It's their first year hosting the Pac-12 championships. I don't know who decided to put all of these championships at altitude this year, but indoors is going to be there in New Mexico as well. But at least half our team will find that favorable as far as the sprinters, jumpers, and the ballistic events. But that's one of the challenges that's going to be there, and everybody has to run. We're not going to complain or gripe or cry about it. Everybody has to run there at altitude. I would assume that somehow that would benefit the home team there, but they've been very accommodating. They've made a few changes to the course map that, of course, they sent out and got to everyone in a timely fashion. So I think it'll be a good meet.
How many feet? The elevation?
I want to say
How
it's
far above sea level?
a lot. How about
More
7,000?
than a mile?
More than a mile.
It's in Louisville. Right?
Louisville.
Which is right outside.
Cold Creek Golf Course is the course. Men go off at 9:40. Women go off at 10:40.
When you're basically at sea level, how do you train for that?
I don't know how you can prepare for that. I know we did a little bit of that, but it's not quite as high as Cold Creek Golf Course is when we went to Sun River. So we got a little bit of that training effect when there. And then, of course, some of our kids have their own altitude tent, but for the majority of our team, we're just going to have to go there and fill it out when we're there.
Do you go early then to try to acclimate, or?
No, we'll leave on Thursday just like always.